Homework number 4, number 1, which of the following groups are expected to be found in carbohydrates? Well, usually when we think about carbohydrates, we think aldehydes and ketones. Those are not what's given here. So we can also find alcohol groups. Number 2, which of the following is a disaccharide? Maltose is a disaccharide. Those others are simply monosaccharides. Number 3, which carbon atoms in the following structure are correctly called chiral carbon atoms? Well, a chiral carbon is going to be one that is sp3 hybridized and has 4 different groups attached to it. So number 1 is not a chiral carbon, and it is not a chiral carbon because it has 2 hydrogens. Number 2 is a chiral carbon. This carbon has a hydrogen, an alcohol group, an OH, so that's 2 different groups. Then this singular carbon that has an OH, and so that's group number 3. And then group number 4 is this singular carbon. It has an OH, but then it has another carbon attached. So it's 4 different groups. Number 2 is a chiral carbon. Number 3 is also a chiral carbon for the same reason. Number 4 is not sp3 hybridized, so it is not chiral. And number 5 is not chiral because it has 2 hydrogen groups. So the answer is carbons 2 and 3. Number 4, the following structure is shown in what form? Well, this is a Fisher representation. And the cross part right here, that represents a chiral carbon. So this carbon has 4 different groups attached to it. And because the OH is on the right-hand side as we're looking towards it, that is the D form. Number 5, which form of monosaccharides is preferred by human cells? Human cells prefer the D form. Number 6, which of the following monosaccharides is a ketohexose? Well, that is fructose. Number 7, how many stereoisomers of Aldo Pentose exist? Well, let's draw that real quick. So Aldo Pentose looks like this. And we put all of our OHs over here. So that's 1. Now, if I take and put this OH over here, then there's 2. So if I put him back, and then I take this OH and put him over here, there's 3. So you see, all we have to do is keep doing this. And I kind of have a misnomer here. These are hydrogens on this side, but to show you, I'm trying real hard to keep it as quick and easy as possible. So here's 3, or actually that would be number 4, and we can just keep going. So we transfer where the OHs are. Again and again. And what you'll end up with is you'll actually find 8 different stereochemical forms of aldose. So the answer is 8. Number 8, sugars which contain an aldehyde group that can be oxidized. Those are called reducing sugars, and we show that with a reagent called Benedict's reagent. Number 9, of the monosaccharides, which is the most important nutritionally, that's going to be glucose. Number 10, the linkage between 2 monosaccharide units of a disaccharide, that is called a glycosidic linkage. Number 11, maltose upon hydrolysis will yield only glucose. Number 12, the body stores carbohydrates and it stores it as glycogen. Number 13, the structure shown in what anomeric form? The grammar is a little bit off, but this is the alpha anomeric form. It might be helpful if you knew which was the anomeric carbon. So the anomeric carbon is the carbon that closes the ring. And in this is the structure we have here. And the alpha form has opposite sides. So let's see here. This is our anomeric carbon. This is the carbon that closed the ring. And because the oxygen or the hydroxide group, the alcohol group, the OH, is below the ring, and then on the other carbon on the other side of the oxygen, we have a group that's above the ring. This is called the alpha form. Number 14, a lipid is hydrolyzed to form a mixture of fatty acids, glycerol, and phosphate as the products. The lipid is then classified as a complex lipid. If it can form all three of these things, it is complex. Number 15, a functional group present in fats is called an ester. Number 16, one of the products of hydrolysis of a fat is called glycerol. That is the backbone that we can see right here. Hopefully you can see my cursor. Number 17, what type of compound is the second product in the reaction shown? So here you have your glycerol that is formed. So what else is formed? Well, that is called a fatty acid salt. Because of the sodium here, we have that counter ion and they form the carboxylate salts, the fatty acid salts. Number 18, how would the following structure be best classified? That is a prostaglandin. Number 19, phosphoglycerides differ from glycerides in that one of the hydroxyl groups of glycerol is esterified with phosphoric acid. That's where the phospho comes from. Number 20, sphingolipids contain the amino alcohol sphingosine. Number 21, fatty acids present in components in cell membranes are often unsaturated. They oftentimes have those double bonds. Number 22, which of the following are male sex hormones? Those are androgens. Number 23, which organelle below is responsible for the synthesis of proteins, lipids, and other substances? Well, that is the endoplasmic reticulum. Number 24, the following structure is an example of what type of lipid? This is a wax, having long chains on both sides of an ester group. Number 25, the structure below would be correctly classified as what? Well, it's this phosphorus group down here that gives it away. This is a phosphoglyceride.